Hello, sports fans. We are ready for NFL picks for week number 13 in the league where they play for pay. And let's get right to it, as I had another good week picking college and NFL games last week. The two-team teasers continue to be gold for me. Let's get right into week 13, and it's hard to believe we are in week 13 already of the NFL season. The NFL is just flying right by. Let's go to the Thursday night game with the Dallas Cowboys are -3.5 at the Minnesota Vikings. Dallas, an incredible 10-1, beat Washington on Thanksgiving. Dallas has been on fire for 2.5 months. They've won 10 in a row. You forget Dallas is starting a rookie quarterback. Prescott has been awesome. The running back, Elliott, just as good. The Dallas offensive line has been awesome. The Dallas offense in general has been putting up points left and right. So Dallas is going to be the top seed in the NFC. They are doing a great job. Minnesota, they're in a free fall. They're 6-5. They've lost 5 of 6. Let another game to Detroit slip away as Bradford throws the bad interception. Minnesota has too many issues right now. Listen, they're still alive. They're still in the playoff hunt, but they have too many issues. Offensive line is terrible. They can't score more than 13 points. Bradford is mediocre at best. They have no running game without Peterson. He may be back in December, but it might be too late by then. And even the Minnesota defense, which was awesome early in the year, not playing as good. Minnesota, too many issues. I have to like Dallas here. Dallas has been good to me all year. They can do no wrong right now. They're the more together team by far in this game. So I like Dallas. I think Dallas is going to take care of Minnesota. I like Dallas. That's pick number 1. Pick number 2. Let's go down to Jacksonville, where the Denver Broncos are -4.5 against the Jacksonville Jaguars. Jacksonville, what else is new with them? They're 2-9, lost to Buffalo. Denver, 7-4, lost to Kansas City. Disappointing loss for Denver. Denver was up 24-16 in this game, late in the game, at home, and they let Kansas City go down the field and score a touchdown and get the 2-point conversion to push this game into overtime. Then in overtime, what is Kubiak, the coach of Denver, doing trying a 62-yard field goal? What in the world is he doing there? I mean, that is a terrible decision by him. You punt the ball there and you take the tie and call it a day. And if you're going to try a 62-yard field goal, run the ball on 2nd and 3rd down to kill the clock. Instead, he leaves Kansas City over a minute to go. The field goal is missed, and Kansas City takes over at the Denver 48, goes right down and kicks the game-winning field goal. That was a bad job by Kubiak. He cost his team a tie there. Denver should have had a tie. Instead, they take a loss. Now they're in 3rd place in that division. This is a must-win for Denver. They have to have this game, and I think they will get it. I think their defense will smother Jacksonville. Jacksonville has trouble scoring points against anyone. They'll definitely have trouble moving the ball against Denver. I think Denver will create a few turnovers. Denver will find a way to win this game. I like Denver -4.5 in Jacksonville. That's pick number 2. Pick number 3. Let's go up to New England, where the New England Patriots are -13 against the LA Rams. New England up to 9-2. Beat the Jets. Didn't look great doing it, but found a way to win. Gronkowski leaves the game with another injury. Patriots haven't looked great the last month. I mean, listen, they're still 9-2, still one of the best teams in all of football. Haven't looked great the last month. Rams, 4-7, and they just got obliterated in New Orleans. They just got destroyed down there. Rams, I mean, listen, they're going in the wrong direction now, too. They're 4-7. You can't like the Rams here. You got to think New England is going to take care of the Rams at home. New England battling with Oakland for top seed in the AFC. New England will take care of business here, and they will rout the Rams. If you don't like the 13, tease it down to 7, but I like New England. That's pick number 3. Pick number 4. Let's go to the jungle in Cincinnati, where the Philadelphia Eagles are -2 against the Cincinnati Bengals. Philadelphia down to 5-6, lost to Green Bay last night. Very disappointed in the Eagles' defense last night. Green Bay just carved them up, and the Eagles have been good at home this year, played good defense at home this year. Green Bay carved them up and got every 3rd down. Philadelphia could not get Green Bay off the field last night. 3rd and 9, 1st down. 3rd and 8, 1st down. 3rd and 5, 1st down. 3rd down conversion. After 3rd down conversion, Rodgers was really good last night. The Eagle defense was not good at all. So this was not a good loss for Philadelphia. I think this loss will knock Philadelphia out of the playoff race. I don't think they're going to make the playoffs now. Cincinnati, 3-7-1. Talk about a disappointing team. Lose to Baltimore. You know they don't have A.J. Green. Cincinnati, one of the most disappointing teams in all of football. This is a strange game. I'm going to go back on Philadelphia and think their defense is going to play better than they did last night, and I don't trust Cincinnati at all. Cincinnati has showed me nothing all year. I'll take the Eagles here reluctantly. I don't love the game. Remember, the Eagles were once 3-0. Now they're 5-6, so they haven't been playing good football the last 8 games, 2-6. But I'm going to take them here. I think their defense is going to carry the day. I'll take the Eagles there. That's pick number 4. Pick number 5, let's go to the black hole in Oakland, where the Oakland Raiders are -3 against the Buffalo Bills. Oakland has the magic dust this year for sure. Denver had it last year. Oakland has it this year. Beat Carolina. This was a wild game. Oakland was up 17 points in the third quarter. Carr hurts his finger, goes out of the game. Carolina comes rallying back, takes the lead. Carr comes back in the game, leads Oakland to another come-from-behind victory. Oakland has the magic dust this year. Buffalo, 6-5, didn't play great, but did beat Jacksonville. I got to like Oakland here. Listen, they're 9-2. They're tied with New England for best record in the AFC. They have a lot of magic. They're only giving up 3 at home. Buffalo's kind of up and down. It's an interesting game, but the Raiders have had just too much magic this year to go against them. I'll go with the Raiders here. That's pick number 5. Pick number 6, let's go down to Baltimore, where the Baltimore Ravens are -3.5 against the Miami Dolphins. Baltimore up to 6-5 as they beat Cincinnati. That Baltimore-Pittsburgh game later in the year is going to decide the division and who goes to the playoffs. Miami, 7-4. They've won 6 in a row. Held on to beat San Francisco as they stopped Kaepernick inside the 5, at the end of the game. Miami doing a tremendous job. Never thought they'd be 7-4 after the 1-4 start. This is a very interesting game. Baltimore's 3.5-point favorite. Baltimore has been in a lot of close games this year. Most of Baltimore's games have been 7 points or less. I'm going to tease this game up to about 9.5, 10, and I'm going to take Miami. I think it's a field goal game either way, so I'll tease it up and take the Dolphins. I think it's a close game, a must-watch game, very interesting game. I'll tease it up and take the Dolphins. That's pick number 6. Pick number 7, let's go to the Steel City in Pittsburgh, where the Pittsburgh Steelers are -5.5 against the New York Giants. Pittsburgh, 6-5, beat Indianapolis on Thanksgiving night, without luck, of course. Giants, 8-3, 4th best record in the NFL. That's hard to believe as they beat Cleveland. By the way, I got a message last week from this one guy, and he was pretty rude about it too. He told me Cleveland and Arizona were going to win last week, and he wanted to know why I was taking the Giants and Atlanta last week, and he got all over me. He sent me like 100 messages last week, and he got all over me. He loved Cleveland last week, and he loved Arizona. Well, how did that turn out? I mean, you got nothing better than Cleveland and Arizona. Cleveland's 0-12, and Arizona's been one of the most disappointing teams in football. And these are the 2 teams you're going to get on me about because I picked against them? And how did that turn out? By the way, why do people keep taking Cleveland? Every week, people keep taking Cleveland. Cleveland's going to beat Dallas this week. Cleveland's going to beat Cincinnati. I got a feeling Cleveland's going to beat Baltimore this week. Cleveland's going to beat the Giants. I guarantee it. Cleveland is taking your money. They're an awful, atrocious team. Stop picking them. They have off this week, so you can't lose your money with them. Stop picking the Browns. They're atrocious. Come on, man. Anyway, this game, Pittsburgh, 5.5 over the Giants in Pittsburgh. I just have a feeling on 2 levels here. I think Pittsburgh is due to lay it on somebody at home. Once Pittsburgh starts rolling at home, they can really bury teams. And I think the Giants are due to take a loss. So I'm going to take the Steelers here. May want to tease this game down to pick them, but I got to think the Steelers in a must-win game. Remember, they're battling Baltimore for the division. I think the Steelers are due to have a big performance at home. I think the Giants are due to take a loss. I like the Steelers there. That's pick number 7. Pick number 8, let's go out to Seattle. With the Seattle Seahawks are -6.5 against the Carolina Panthers. Seattle's down to 7-3-1. Very disappointing performance by Seattle and Tampa Bay. They lost 14-5. Could not convert a 3rd down. Graham, a huge fumble when they're trying to get back in the game. I mean, give Tampa Bay credit. They're playing better lately, but Seattle, what was with their offense? I thought we were past this. Remember, this was the bad Seattle offense from the beginning of the year. We thought they were past this. They rolled up the points against New England. Couldn't be stopped in that game up in Foxborough. This game, they could do nothing. 5 points for the game. Did not get 1 3rd down. In this day and age of the NFL, you can't pick up 1 3rd down. That was a bad loss for Seattle. Carolina 4-7, like I said, lost to Oakland in a wild game. I think Carolina is done now. I got to think Seattle is going to rebound at home. I really do. I think they're going to rebound at home. They're always a good home team. They're going to play better at home. These two teams have had a rivalry the last 2 years. I'm going to say Seattle is definitely going to win this game. You want to move the game down in a teaser and make it pick 'em. I got to think Seattle is going to get through. I'm going to take the Seahawks at home to rebound. That's pick number 8. Pick number 9. Let's go out to the desert in Arizona where the Arizona Cardinals are minus 2.5 against the Washington Redskins. Arizona, along with Cincinnati, two of the most disappointing teams in all of the NFL. Arizona falls to 4-6-1 as they get torched by Atlanta. Terrible job by Arizona this year. They've been horrendous on the road. Washington down to 6-4-1, lost to Dallas. This is another strange game. I think Washington is better than Arizona this year. I know Arizona plays good at home. I'm going to tease this game up, and I'm going to take Washington plus 8.5, 9 points. I mean, I got to think Washington is going to at least keep it close. I think they're going to keep it at least under a touchdown. So I'll take Washington plus 8.5, 9 points. I just don't trust Arizona right now. They have shown me very little all year. Very disappointing team. Washington has a lot to play for. I'll tease the lineup. I'll take Washington. That's pick number 9. Pick number 10. Let's go to the Georgia Dome in Atlanta, where the Atlanta Falcons are minus 3.5 against the Kansas City Chiefs. Atlanta up to 7-4, leading their division as they crush the Cardinals at home. Kansas City up to 8-3, very impressive win in Denver. Gutty win, defense played well. Gutty win by the Chiefs. How about Hill? How about that speedster Hill? Did you see him taking back that punt return? He can fly. Reminds me of the old kick returner Dante Hall, who the Chiefs had about a decade ago. That Hill is some player. Nice win by Kansas City. This is a tough back-to-back for Kansas City. They had a tough, physical, just smash-mouth, grinded-out win in overtime against Denver. Now they got to go across the country and play down in Atlanta. Usually teams that play a tough game like that in overtime usually don't play well against a good team on the road the next week. So I'm going to take Atlanta here. This is a tough back-to-back for Kansas City. I'll go with the Falcons there. That's pick number 10. And pick number 11, let's go to New Orleans. The Big Easy, you know how I love those fans down there. With the New Orleans Saints are minus 5 against the Detroit Lions. Saints up to 5-6. They obliterated the Rams at home. Detroit, a very impressive 7-4. No one thought Detroit, when they were 1-3, would be this good. They're leading the division, found a way to beat Minnesota again. All 11 Detroit games this year have been decided by 1 touchdown or less. That's an NFL record, and they've pulled out most of the games, especially at home. I just have a feeling, just like the Giants, I just have a feeling Detroit's due for a loss. I think the Giants are due for a loss on the road. I think Detroit's due for a loss. I'm going to take New Orleans at home. They score a lot of points at home. I might move this line down in a teaser and make it pick 'em, but I'm going to take the Saints here down in the Superdome. I just have a feeling the Lions are due to take a loss, and Drew Brees and that offense looked awesome against a good Ram defense last week. So I will take the Saints there. Tennessee and Cleveland have a bye week. Tennessee 6-6. They have a bye. They're right into the race for the division and the playoffs. Cleveland 0-12. They can take a bye for the rest of the year. And I'm not going to pick a few other games. I'm not going to pick 4 other games. Indianapolis and the Jets I'm not going to pick because we don't know if Luck is going to quarterback. Indianapolis 5-6, lost to Pittsburgh. We don't know if Luck is quarterbacking on Monday night. Jets at 3-8, lost to New England. I mean, the Jets are in a free fall, but without Luck, I mean, you never know what you're getting with Indianapolis. We'll see if Luck plays. Not going to take Chicago and San Francisco, 2 bad teams, 2-9 against 1-10. Can't take that game. Green Bay against Houston, 5-6 Green Bay against 6-5 Houston. I don't know what to make of either one of those teams. Green Bay looked good last night, but can they sustain it? Houston's a very strange team. I'm going to stay away from that game. And I'm going to stay away from San Diego at home, -4 against Tampa. San Diego 5-6, beat Houston, but you can never trust San Diego. They're so flaky. And Tampa Bay, 6-5, doing a nice job. Beat Seattle and Kansas City back-to-back weeks, and both of those teams were playing well, so that's a very tough, interesting game. I'm going to stay away from that game. So I'm going to stay away from those 4 games, and like I said, Tennessee and Cleveland had the week off. So there you go. Those are your picks for the NFL in week number 13. As far as the college football, we're basically in our championship games. We're in our conference championship games this week. I'm not going to pick any games this week. Nothing really stands out. You got Alabama and Florida, you got Clemson, Tech, you got Washington, Colorado, you got Wisconsin, Penn State in the Big Ten title game. That's very interesting because you're going to have a problem here with this college football playoff. Because I think if Alabama, Clemson, and Washington win, they're in the Final Four playoff. That's going to leave one spot. And I don't think the Big 12 is going to make it. I know there's a couple Big 12 games this week that'll decide that. Oklahoma State in the Bedlam series. West Virginia, Baylor, that might be a game you might want to play. I'll take West Virginia at home, -17 against Baylor. Baylor's fallen completely apart. They've lost 5 in a row. I may take West Virginia in that game, but I don't think the Big 12 is going to make the Final Four playoff. I think it's going to come down to the Wisconsin-Penn State winner or Ohio State. Who do you take if you're the committee? Wisconsin and Penn State are going to win the Big Ten title, but Ohio State is ranked 2, and most people think they're the second best team. That's why the college football playoff needs to be 8 teams. Take the top 5, conference winners, take all 5 of them, and take 3 at large, and it'll be very simple that way. But college football, they never make anything simple. It took them this long to get to the Final Four. So they're going to have a problem here. If Alabama, Clemson, and Washington win, who do they take? Wisconsin, Penn State winner or Ohio State? Very interesting decision there. So that is your college football this week. You guys, thanks as always for your support. Thanks as always for the great messages. You guys stay happy, healthy, and safe. Enjoy the games this week. Pick a lot of winners. Make a lot of money. I'll talk to you guys very, very soon. Take care.